Welcome to our show. We are your hosts, Morgan, Jackson, Shay, and Alina. Today we are talking about the banned book 13 Reasons Why.
In 13 Reasons Why, we see depictions of suicide, profanity, and the use of drugs. So, recently, in North Carolina, parents have become concerned on what their children were reading, believing students weren't mature enough to handle the depiction of suicide, profanity, sexual content, and drug use. 13 Reasons Why was the #1 challenged and banned book in 2017, so it's incredibly difficult to find out which exact cities in NC that the book was challenged in. The book was ultimately banned for discussion of suicide and the glorification of it. The book also speaks about rape and drug and alcohol use. In North Carolina, books on race, sexuality, and mental health are among the most targeted across.
While we were reading, we came to a conclusion that the book should not be banned. But sometimes when you're doing stuff that contains book banning, you have to analyze the book through a different light and different perspective. This book contains heavy content about suicide and also has a very important theme which may not be good for younger audiences, which is a reason that this book was banned. Younger people reading this book might not take this topic seriously or understand what is going on, which could affect how they react to reading something so important. So for that reason, I do understand why this book could be banned. Not everyone's perspectives are the same. Also, everyone analyzes the book in different ways. I'm sure the people in charge of book banning probably thought, why would someone want to read something about suicide or hear about a girl killing themselves? Which I do understand, because suicide definitely isn't a fun topic or something happy. But some people do know people that have committed suicide and want better understanding. So I say this to say, I understand why the book was banned. Even if I wouldn't have personally banned it, I see the point of view and understand where they're coming from, since suicide is a deep topic and it might be a lot for younger audiences.
I'm in between. I feel like it should not be banned. I feel like no book should be banned, in my opinion. I feel like you should not ban a book, but instead educate people about the topics and themes that are in the story. On the other hand, I can see why they would at first glance want to get rid of the book.
In conclusion, the story is about a girl who finds a bunch of tapes about her friend's suicide and is told to take the corresponding tapes to each person's house to say how that person had played a role in their death. This helps bring awareness to why someone would commit suicide. This is important for people in middle and high school, where it's more commonly seen, so we can at least lower the chances in our society. The reason we made this was to tell our opinion on how we felt about the book's banning and why it was justified and why it was not. And I personally think the book should not be banned to middle and high schoolers, mainly because from my own experience, that's where it is most commonly seen.